Welcome home. This is the Irish Roots Cafe presentation of Finding Sean-Nós, and we've been on a journey finding Sean-Nós, maybe all our lives, because we start with the simple stuff and we move down to things that are lesser well known. My name is Michael Laughlin. I founded the Irish Roots Cafe about 20 years ago, and we've got videos and podcasts, and most of it all free. So that's where I gained my reputation, and that's where I also started my genealogy operation on the roots of Irish families as opposed to the roots of Irish music. And today we're going to try to show you the roots of some Irish songs, some Irish dance, and Irish music. I started this whole thing because I saw that I was out of touch with a lot of the old heritage of my grandfathers, and I thought it'd be a tribute to them if I learned how to sing a little bit. And when I found out about Sean-Nós song, it said you could be off a note or two and it's fine, and it's not polished. And I thought, boy, that sounds just like my kind of going. So that started me off, and now I've got about 30 songs in the Irish down, and most of them Sean-Nós. And that explains why I started this and how I got here. Kieran, how about you?
Yeah, hi, I'm Kieran Markey. I met Mike a couple of years ago because he wanted me to come and demonstrate some Irish dancing. So I've been Irish step dancing for the past 15 years or so, learning here in Kansas City from Christina Rita. And just the past couple of years I've gotten really interested in Sean-Nós dance. Just because, you know, for the same reasons you like the song, it's kind of unpolished. It's definitely looser, a little less uptight than the Irish dance you're probably used to seeing. So I just love it, and I can't wait to share it and teach it and, you know, just generally expose it to America.
And what are you doing today in Irish dance besides this?
I'm also a performer with and co-founder of Kaylee at the Crossroads, which is just a performing Irish dance group here in Kansas City.
Yeah, and you perform at their festival each year.
Yes, every year we perform at the Kansas City Irish Festival, as well as we show up in the Kansas City St. Patrick's Day Parade and lots of fun stuff like that throughout the year.
Okay. Jim, how about you?
My name is Jim Windles, and I got into traditional music and dance originally as a Kaylee dancer. I went to a Kaylee dance class in Kansas City and enjoyed that and performed with them a couple of times, and really loved the music. So I started learning traditional music, especially the dance music. And then I picked up some songs along the way, performing in bands, and a lot of songs from Tom Behill, who some of you may know if you've been around the Twin Cities or Chicago or the many places that he's performed. And he knows, I think, all the songs ever in traditional Irish music. So I learned some from him and have performed them in the dance music for Kaylee's. So that was my introduction, and my girlfriend is Irish American on both sides of her family, so I kind of had to get into that. And we've been to Ireland a couple of times, to the Willie Clancy School, and learned quite a bit there about old style dancing and music. She took the dance classes, a lot of them Kaylee dances, but some of them set dances, traditional set dances. And I took the traditional music classes. So that was a big help and a really fun education.
Started about 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Well, that's who we are, and we're here today to show you some things, to share what we've learned on our journey of searching for Sean-Nós. We certainly are not the grand masters, but I think you might enjoy it as much as we have and go on from there. And as always, it's trust but verify, so always check our information out. I wanted to tell you what's going to be going on in the class so you know what's going to be happening in the next 2 or 3 sessions. 3 sessions if it's a 3-hour deal, but here's the things we're going to try to bring across to you. Number 1, what is Sean-Nós? Number 2, what is not Sean-Nós? So you know the difference. You say, well, what's the difference between this and that? And examples of Sean-Nós song and dance. We'll all be participating in that. And you're going to have the opportunity to dance a few steps if you want to. You're going to have the opportunity, no, you're going to learn a chorus in Irish. Very simple chorus. But by the time we're done, you'll know that chorus because it's very repetitive. And you don't have to know the Irish language to do it. Kiernan is going to do the broom dance, and if we're lucky, the barrel dance. And she gets a little nervous at those high heights, you know, it gets a little dangerous. I'm also going to do you some old Sean-Nós tune that comes into America. I'll give you the song in Irish, I'll give you the song in English, and then I'll give you the song in American, which is really a cowboy song today in America, but it shows you the roots and how it moves. We're going to have a Sean-Nós, something that might have grown out of Sean-Nós, a stage song that Kieran is going to perform too. Irish Need Not Apply, and that's from about the 1860s, and it ran for years, and it was very a big stage operation. Tony Pastor, I think that was back in New York, but it ran for years as a headliner song. And then we're going to also have a question and answer session that you can ask whatever you want, and we're going to have a couple of breaks so we don't overdo it. And then we're also going to do a few songs that aren't quite ancient Sean-Nós, but might get toes tapping and moving. So, you know, some of our favorites, you know, Black Velvet Band, maybe from Jim, huh? I think so. And he's got a couple other up his sleeve, so that's going to be pretty good. I think I'll start off the formal thing now, although we should alternate, but we can always cut and paste. What is Sean-Nós song? Now, Sean-Nós song, to differentiate it from other types of song, Irish song, it's the purest form, it's sung in Irish, although you can sing it in English, I think. It's also solo, it's unaccompanied in the oldest form, although today we have Sean-Nós Nua, which is a new form of modern Sean-Nós, where you take the Sean-Nós roots and you jazz it up a little bit. It follows a pulse rather than a steady beat. And by that I mean sometimes if you're listening to the old guys and they're singing Sean-Nós and you're trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, it doesn't really work because without accompaniment, the singer is in charge of the rhythm. And so they might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. They start their own numbers. There's no, it's said to be non-modal. So you'll be listening for that. And today most of it is sung in a very even pace. But in the old days, the old guys sung it a little bit different. And they also took pleasure, some of them, in just upsetting people trying to figure it out. And they might sing every single verse a little bit different. Whereas today when we sing each verse the same way. But they would just throw in some little tricks there and have some fun with it. And that also kept the audience awake, I imagine, in the old days, since you didn't have anything to accompany it. The singer generally knows the provenance of the song, who they learned it from, if it has a story and it goes way back, a little bit about what it might be. Was it a song they sang at weddings? Was it a song of celebration? Was it a lamentation, and why? And there's a lot of symbolism in some of the words that the singer would be aware of. It's not processed. It's not an electronic art. It's something that a farmer might sing in the field. It'll come into the pub and sing it in the pub or sing it at a house party. But when it began, of course, as all song, there was no electronics. There were no microphones. There were no speakers to blare it out. So it's a whole different art form as far as that goes. It's also best taught by ear rather than trying to study it in a book and nail it down. You've got to listen to these little permutations, these little extra sounds. You might find a line that goes along, that is sung as long as a verse perhaps, because that's just part of the ornamentation they had it. And it's also a different style of song in all the areas of Ireland. You'll have different ways of singing it, or there were. It's not quite as popular today as you might imagine. But there is probably as many ways of singing as there are people, and that's because Sean-Nós means old style, the way they did it in the old days. And the way I looked at it, you did it any way you wanted to, and in Ireland there's a common thread that shares everything. Now I thought before we have a little sampling of a few dance steps to let you know what's coming along in the next two sessions, we might sing a song, and it would be, how about Oro Shade of Ahawaya?
Sounds good.
I feel a warm breeze a coming. I think freedom's just around the corner. And that's what we'll start it off with. And I want you to listen close because in the other two sessions, we're going to have you guys sing it with us. Or if somebody's brave enough to just join in or take over, well, that'd be good too. So the name of the song is Oro Shade of Ahawaya. Very easy chorus. You'll notice it has 3 repeated lines and then a second line. And that's really the whole thing. So what do you think, Jim? You ready? Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Anishera Haktantari, Granuel Egg Chaktar Solya, Ogli Armale Margarda, Goli Flinch, Eagle Naspani, Square It Sheraru Gargali. Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Anishera Haktantari, Avilarina Varku Vekam, Onam Imbionai Ashaktan, Granuel Agasmilia Geski, Ega Fogart Fan Argali. Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Anishera Haktantari, Shade of Ahavan Balan Bardabeer Gratu Vein Evin, Agulvai Sheliv Marla, Estu Shilta Leshna Gali. Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Oro Shade of Ahawaya, Anishera Haktantari. That's sort of a marching song. You might have seen it on a few movies. What's that?
Wind That Shakes the Barley?
Yeah, Wind That Shakes the Barley. It was in there. They were walking down the road and come out of fog with pitchforks and sticks and whatever they might fight with. They used that as a song. But it was also considered a possible national anthem in the early 20th century, but it didn't end up being the official one chosen. But it's sure one that most people know, and if you can learn it now, you'll be able to go into a lot of pubs and sing along with people because that's one of the most popular, easiest choruses to learn. Now, I think, if I can remember our agenda correctly here, we will go right on with a few samplings of Irish dance and any comments you want to make.
Okay.
All right.
So what would you like me to start with?
Why don't you start off with something that is not Shan knows, but that people would recognize maybe as Irish dancing.
Sure.
You could just show a kick or something, and let me get that out of your way here.
Yeah, it might be a little hard to see my feet with the angle of the camera, but Irish dance, as you probably are familiar with it, is competitive Irish step dancing.
Make it look just fine.
So I think the thing most people are familiar with when it comes to Irish dancing is how Irish dancers do not move their upper body. And that's true, unless they're doing Ceilidh dancing, which they will move their arms. But generally, if you're dancing solo, you're going to keep your arms nice and kind of, straight back, shoulders back, arms at your side. The other thing that you'll notice is that in competitive Irish step dancing is that your feet are always crossed. So what that means is that your right toe is always going to be facing to the right, and the left toe is always going to be facing to the left. So even if you're up in releve, ballet term, you're always going to try and keep your feet turned out. So yeah, Irish dance teachers are very adamant about turnout. It's a very definitive thing when it comes to competitive Irish dance. Sean-Nós, on the other hand, is a little more loose. It's definitely more improvisational. Dancers don't necessarily swing their arms about, but at the same time, I don't think they really care. It is, Sean-Nós, I think, at its core is about personal interpretation, especially when it comes to the music. So yeah, if I'm going to do just a basic Sean-Nós step, it's going to be very low to the ground, almost like tap dancing, as you may be kind of familiar with that. And my arms are just kind of hanging out. Do whatever they want. So those are the two kind of main things, is kind of that crossed rigid upper body versus a more relaxed, just improvisational form of dance.
How about the kicks? Do they have kicks in Shan Nos? Is it whatever you want?
I think it's kind of whatever you want. Yeah, Irish dance definitely kind of a higher the better. I'm not as flexible as I'd like to be. But yeah, Shan Nos, I think generally there are some hops, there are some kicks, but they're not nearly, I think, the athletic style of dance that you might be used to seeing with competitive Irish step dancing.
Well, now what will you be showing us coming up in the second and the third segments here?
I'm guessing going to be showing you a broom dance. I have this theory that if there is a surface to dance on, the Irish will dance on it or dance with it. So a broom dance is kind of one of those very recognizable staples of Shan Nos dancing. And then you can also dance on barrels, on carts, on doors, anything lying around the house. Basically, you can dance with it.
So if we got a door out and just set it on the floor, it would be a door dance.
Yes. I think one of the old ways of competition is that you'd lay a floor out and you'd fill pint glasses with water or beer, kind of depending, and people would get up, and whoever spilled the least or none at all, would be declared the winner. So it was all about the deftness of your foot and try not to knock over any water.
Maybe we'll try that in the third segment and see how people do. Maybe they get a reward if they didn't knock that beer over. I don't know.
We'll be measuring those glasses, yeah.
Well, good. We'll be looking forward to that. Jim, do you have anything to add?
When Karen was talking about the door dance, one tradition would be to take the half door off of the house so that they could do the battering on a hard surface. Because it sounds a lot more fun than just dancing on the grass.
That's true.
Or the dirt.
They used that at crossroads, didn't they? A lot of times they'd bring along a door, maybe?
The crossroads dances were more often ceilidh dances, social dances. But for showing off your footwork and the battering, you needed a hard surface. So that's why they would take down the half door.
Now, will you be showing us some of your fancy footwork today?
No, not
I understand. I don't think I will either unless Karen can teach me how to do a slow motion dance, and they have to slow everything down. Well, great. I think that ends the first session sampler here. We can't put everything into it because we're still putting part of the plan together. So that's the words on the dancing and the instrumentation. And I think we can either sing a song here or we can just take a break and move on to set 2.
I say move on to set 2.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, now is the time. I told you we were going to come back and we were going to hit Or O'Shea again. We're going to do it once now and then once for the final session. So by the end of this whole deal, you're going to know a little bit about an Irish chorus, and you're going to be able to sing it. And just in case, now this isn't written in Irish. This is written in English, and it's phonetics. And it's a way for you to sort of get into the song without being able to read the Irish, because that might take a while. So this lets you get into it without learning the language, but being able to enjoy it in full. And I'll show you to you. Once slow, it's Or O'Shea the Vahawalia, Or O'Shea the Vahawalia, Or O'Shea the Vahawalia, Anishera Hochton Tari. So really, all you need to know is 2 lines. You just vary the melody a little bit. And let's try it a couple times. You there in the back, come up, get in this front seat right up here. That's better. Yes, yes. No need to be shy. Here we go. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Anishera Hochton Tari. Okay, and then we go into the actual singing of it. But what we're interested in is that you learn this chorus. And sometimes we take special care with special people, but this is just to get you an idea of what we do. One more time with Or O'Shea. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Or O'Shea de Vahawalia. Anishera Hochton Tari. Okay, now this is our second time through. We'll be doing it one more time, and we might just do a finale on that too. Now, there's other songs that are just as easy. Here's one, The Rich Old Hag, or She's Your Granny is a better name for it. And it's Chez du Amoy. And it goes like, Chez du Amoy, Chez du Amoy, Chez du Amoy, Cali, Connecticut. Chez du Amoy, a Wagirus Warriors, a Kurushi Koshti, Warakusharigid. Chorus, Chez du Amoy, Chez du Amoy, Chez du Amoy, Cali, Connecticut. Chez du Amoy, a Wagirus Warriors, a Kurushi Koshti, Warakusharigid. And of course, those 4 lines are enough. I guess you could just learn that Chez du Amoy and repeat that 3 times, and you'd be an important part of the chorus. So just remember that. And if you're requesting a tune sometimes, you can do that. You could say, hey, give me Oro Shea or Chez du Amoy, and you just have a little note card in your pocket if you haven't memorized it. But the whole point is to repeat it 1,000 times to where it's glued into your mind. And believe it or not, you can do it. So that's enough for now. We might have some in the third set here. It depends on how it all goes. But that's how we get you to learn an Irish chorus. And of course, I might call in the rest of the crew to join in too at times, and I might have them lead the next one. I don't know. Well, I ought to do that. Wait, come here, one of you. Come here. Come here. We'll have you lead it, and I'll just sort of sing behind you. Or Jen, you can too. We're just going to teach you the chorus only, and this is just to give you an idea of what it sounds like or how it will. And so go ahead, lead there.
Which one?
Oro Shea.
Oro Shea de Bahawaya, Oro Shea de Bahawaya,
Oro Shea de Bahawaya, Anisha Hoktantari. Excellent. It's simple. I think you should all have it by now, but if not, we'll be back for one more. Any more comments? You guys both learned this.
It's one of my favorites.
Course. Did it take you very long?
No.
No? Take very long?
And I cannot speak Irish at all. I've tried.
Don't have to. It takes years.
I know, that's what I'm
years.
saying. Like this, yeah, pretty easy to learn.
Okay, good. Well, let's try one more thing. You want to do? Did we do Chez du Amoy? We haven't done that, have we?
That's a you guys thing.
She's your granny. She's your granny. Chez du Amoy, Chez du Amoy, Chez du Amoy.
I know half.
Welcome back. We're going to start you out with a very old Irish shanno song, and there's versions of it on all the 4 corners of Ireland, so to speak, and they vary in what they sound like. But I took this one from Joe Heaney, or at least that's the first one I heard singing it. It sort of stuck with me. You might also know that when you're singing shannos, it's just as acceptable to remain seated as it is to stand. And sometimes you might see a fella that sings into the corner of the room with his back to the audience, not to be rude, but to show that it's all about the song and not the singer. Roisin Dhu is a little black rose, and it's about the loss of a love, the loss of a land, the loss of a country. And it goes back at least to the 16th or 17th century, and I'll try to do it some justice here. Roisin na biobror nort na cas eni ta do fardon oro papa oro merla tana brari aresala la caro lin na kelegi fione Spania Armoro Shinado. And that's just a taste of Roisin Dhu. I think now I'll give you as my last entry there. I said I'd do a cowboy thing, and this is the Cowboy Irish song, and I'll do the first verse in Irish, the second verse translated into English, and the third verse is translated into American, specifically American Cowboy with new lyrics. But that's often how these things happen, and you can find a good tune set to 100 lyrics. So keep your ears open. Here it goes in the Irish. Go Joe Rishni, rocket go Cashaleg, Gil no rec mo flanta, no amaraguna sera imo hi kushpala, imo skain charlate saraja. And in the translation, I'll never go again to Cashel, selling myself in hire, selling my freedom by the wall, sitting by the roadside. And in the American West, a couple of 100 years later, I struck the trail in 73, the herd strung out behind me. As I jogged along, my mind went back to the gal I left behind me. Boderina chitty egg, tia kera kapaleg, fee free and Willem Heralcha. Tinam hon shul ta anker safada sha shul unspalt pin fana. A rude boorish men from everywhere coming on their horses. Come away with me, the road is long, the road of the wandering worker. If I ever get off this trail, boys, and the Injuns, they don't find me, I'll make my way straight back again to the gal I left behind me. And I think that'll be it for now. Caught up with me quicker than I thought it would. I was gone. Okay, good. Yeah. That's a good, nice little example for him to show him something there. I might cut it after the first verse, but we got it now. And now that I've given you a taste of that, we're going to bring back Kiernan to do a broom dance. And Kiernan, will you be doing it with accompaniment or without? I know you do it both ways sometimes.
I believe I'm doing it with accompaniment.
All right, good. Jim. Ta-da! Bravo!
Oh, I moved the broom. Oh no! Like the one thing you're not supposed to do.
So I wonder, you've done the broom dance. Will you be doing the Irish washerwoman?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think we've got enough on the agenda already. Okay, welcome back to the finale. We're going to assume that we've already done Or O'Shea one more time, and we've got it down really well. And, well, we might even just march ourselves out on that when we sing it, but we'll sing that again. And Kiernan, of course, is going to do the barrel dance, but we couldn't find a barrel high enough for her for this video, so we're just going to have you imagine that she did the barrel dance already. And let me see. So that's done, and then we're going to invite you up. Anybody here have a Shannos song they know that they want to sing? Well, you can come up and sing. It has to be Shannos or very close anyway. And then we're going to say, does anybody here know how to do a Shannos dance? You could come up and give us a little Shannos specialty for a minute, just to see what you got. And then, of course, we've got Two more things I wanted to do. We'll do a question and answer, and we'll end it on the national anthem, which I might just cut in from our last video because we already did it. Excellent thought. And
Well, we'll do an old pub song, not necessarily Sean Nose, but it's it goes back to at least the 19th century, because it's about a young man who falls in love with a pretty girl in a pub, but she happens to be a pickpocket. So he gets sent to the penal colony in Australia. But that's happier than most Irish love songs, because they usually end up in a death, or a suicide, or a war, or a famine, or something like that.
Are we all singing this one?
yeah, chorus backup, right, Jim? Unless you want a solo, you want solo or backup?
Oh no, go ahead. This is a pub sing-along type song. So. I remember how it starts. In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound. Many's a little sweet happiness I spent in that dear little town. Till bad misfortune came o'er me that caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with the black velvet band. I went out strolling one evening, not intending to go very far, when I met with a frolicsome damsel, spelling her trade in the bar. And what she took from a customer and slipped it right into my hand. On the very first day that I met with her, bad luck with the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Before judge and jury next morning, for trial I had to appear. The judge says to me, young fellow, the case against you is quite clear, and 7 long years is your sentence. You're going to Van Diemen's Land, far away from your friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Now come all you jolly young fellows, I'll have you take warning from me.
Send off. Just cap it off. Okay. Okay. Sheeta Wamoy is She's Your Granny, and it's sort of like they're making fun of a couple in a pub because he's a young man and he likes to drink, and she's an old lady and she's got a lot of money. And they're saying, oh, surely he's going to drink up all of her money, and that's going to be a disaster. But in the end, it's a celebration at the wedding, and everybody's happy, as you might know in most of these Irish songs like this. So it starts like, a Sheeta Wamoy, Sheeta Wamoy, Sheeta Wamoy, Calicanetigan. A Sheeta Wamoy, a warrior's warriors, a Kurushi Kosti, Warakusharigid. Yes, massen tu bosu, Calicanetigan. A tossum not bosa, a Marta Shirobo, Augustolo Shaterigid. A Sheeta Wamoy, Calicanetigan. A Sheeta Wamoy, a warrior's warriors, a Kurushi Kosti, Warakusharigid. Escourage go boss, Perchan Monachon. Escourage go boss, Shani Maswar agus Mary Nikase. A Shido Amoy, Shido Amoy, Shido Amoy, Kalikanarigid. A Shido Amoy, warriors, warriors. A Kurshikosia, warrior Kusharigid. Da vek fashion steam go shirtani lean star rohidul keen bullshiro nakarani. A hioshi storny nur coolsi twice.
Sure.
Let's try it one more time.
Okay. Sorry. Fix the hair. Okay. I'm a decent boy, just landed from the town of Ballyfad, and I want a situation and I want it mighty bad. I've seen employment advertised as just a thing, says I, but the dirty spelt being ended with no Irish need apply. Whoa, says I, but that's an insult, but to get the job I'll try. So I went to see the blackguard with no Irish need apply. Well, some may think it a misfortune to be christened Pat or Dan, but to me it is an honor to be born an Irishman. Good?
Yes, I think that's good. Well, thanks for watching the first rehearsal for our Finding Shan Nos backstage show that we're trying to put on for 2017. Now, sure, we've got 4 or 5 other people that we might throw in there with the fiddle and whatnot, and of course we can always back up with the baran ourselves. But we're just about getting it all together now. Have our first shows here in about a month, and thanks for your support. If you have any ideas, be sure to pass them on. And now we're going to end it with the national anthem of Ireland. And 30 years ago, when I first started going to Ireland. Out in the country pubs, they'd close up and everybody would stand up and say, well, it's time to go, and they'd sing the national anthem of Ireland. And then after the singing of it, I think we finished our drink and everybody left. Now you might go around to the backside and get let in again, but officially the night's over. And that was my first encounter with the song, and we're going to end it right here with that. We'll do both. Shana feina foil a tafayal egeran boin darshlu hartain terani guin foevod veser shanchir or shinchir fasta niag her fainter ana faint thrall. Knock the hames of Arna Voil, lay gown our goil cone bosh no soil. Mid cannons roar and rifles peal, we'll chant a soldier song. Soldiers are we, whose lives are pledged to Ireland. Some have come from a land beyond the wave, born to be free. No more our ancient Ireland shall shelter the despot or the slave. Tonight we man the Varna Voil in Erin's cause, come a woe or while. Mid cannons roar and rifles peal, we'll chant a soldier song. Good night, everybody.